Hello and welcome. For so many of us approaching retirement, there's this one huge question that looms over everything. How in the world do you turn the money you've saved up into a real paycheck? One that you can actually count on for the rest of your life. Well, today we're going to look at a strategy designed to do just that, to trade that uncertainty for a predictable, guaranteed income stream. Let's dive in.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about that great uncertainty that so many retirees feel. Then we'll get into a specific strategy for income and break down exactly how it creates that predictable paycheck. After that, we'll look at how you protect your nest egg and still leave something behind. And finally, we'll talk about why having an expert guide you through this can make all the difference.
You see, when you're planning for retirement, it's all about accumulation, right? Growing that nest egg. But once you're in retirement, the game totally changes. It's all about managing risk. And for most people, the anxiety really boils down to two huge fears. What if the market tanks, and what if I outlive my money?
And that really leads to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? After all those years of working and saving, will the money actually last for your entire lifetime? This worry, what the pros call longevity risk, is honestly what keeps a lot of people up at night.
So what are your choices? Well, on one hand, you've got the traditional approach, just taking withdrawals from your portfolio. But that means your income is totally dependent on the market. It can be a real roller coaster. On the other hand, you have the idea of a guaranteed lifetime income, a steady, predictable paycheck that doesn't care what the market is doing. And that, right there, is where true peace of mind comes from. So, how do we get there? How do we build that solution? Well, let's take a look at a specific strategy designed to tackle these exact concerns. It's called the Lincoln OptiBlend Annuity, and it's a tool specifically built to turn your savings into an income that lasts, while managing that scary market risk.
At its heart, this is what's called a fixed indexed annuity. Now that might sound complicated, but it's designed to do three really important things all at once. First, protect your initial investment from market downturns. Second, give you a chance to grow your money based on how a market index performs. And third, and this is the big one, create that guaranteed income stream for life.
Okay, so how does this thing actually create that paycheck you can count on? This is the key part, because this is where we take the guesswork out of retirement income. Let's really break down the mechanics. The whole system is built around something called the protected income base. Now, it is absolutely crucial to understand this. This is not your account value. Think of it more like a separate, special number, a yardstick, if you will, that's used for one thing and one thing only, calculating how big your guaranteed lifetime paycheck will be. This number is the engine.
And this shows you the power of just letting it grow. For every year you wait to take income, that protected income base is guaranteed to grow by a simple 9%. And I want you to focus on that word guaranteed. This growth has nothing to do with the stock market. It happens even if the market has a terrible year, which gives you a completely predictable way to get a bigger paycheck down the road. It really boils down to this simple two-step formula. Step 1. Your income base grows at that guaranteed rate for every year you wait. The longer you wait, the bigger that number gets. Step 2, when you're ready to start getting paid, they apply a payout percentage to that base. And that percentage is based on your age. The older you are, the higher the payout. It's that combination that creates a really powerful effect on your future income. And right here, this is the most important promise of all. The income you get from this strategy is guaranteed for life. It doesn't matter if you live to be 90, 100, or even older. The paychecks keep coming. This is what wipes out that fear of outliving your money. On top of that, once you turn on that income stream, your payments are locked in. They will never, ever go down. Just think about what that means for budgeting and retirement. You can plan with total confidence, knowing that your core income is stable, no matter what's going on in the world or the economy. And this, right here, is the ultimate safety net. It's what truly sets this apart. With a traditional retirement account, if you spend all the money, the income stops. But here, even if your income payments eventually drain your account value down to zero, the insurance company is contractually on the hook to keep paying you that exact same income for the rest of your life.
All right, so the guaranteed income part is rock solid. But what about the rest of your money? What about protecting your principal and having something to leave behind for your kids or your spouse? Let's see how this strategy handles those goals.
You essentially get two powerful protections working together. First, and this is huge, your principal is protected from market losses. If the index this is linked to goes down, your account value doesn't. Period. But second, you still have the opportunity for growth. You get credited interest based on the positive performance of that index, so you get the potential for some of the market's upside without that gut-wrenching downside risk. Now for the legacy question. This is handled by an optional feature called estate lock. And what it means is you don't have to choose between having income for yourself and leaving it inheritance. Your beneficiaries are guaranteed to receive either your original investment or whatever the account value is at the time, whichever is greater. This is a huge deal for couples who want to ensure the surviving spouse is taken care of.
So as you can probably tell, this is a pretty sophisticated tool. You've got different indexing strategies, income riders, optional benefits. There are a lot of moving parts. And that very complexity is why having a knowledgeable guide in your corner is just so important.
I mean, this is the question, right? How do you actually structure one of these things to get the most income, but also keep the flexibility you need and protect your legacy? Trying to sift through all the options and fine print on your own, frankly, it can be completely overwhelming.
And this is exactly where working with a good independent broker comes in. The key word there is independent. They don't work for just one insurance company. Their job is to look at products from many different carriers to find the one that truly fits your situation. They can run personalized illustrations that show you, down to the dollar, what your income could look like. They help you build a strategy that's totally customized for your goals.
You know, this quote from the source material really just nails it. The goal here isn't just to solve one little problem. It's about providing a complete, comprehensive solution, one that wraps up your income needs, your growth potential, and your legacy goals all into one protected package.
So we'll leave you with this to think about. When you picture your own financial future, does building it on a foundation of income that is protected from risk, predictable in its payment, and permanent for the rest of your life, does that sound like the right move for you? It's a really important question to explore. Thanks so much for joining us.